Okay, good morning and welcome to Convocation. It's great to see you all here this morning. We have several announcements. I'll let you folks come on down and introduce yourselves and make your announcement, please.
Can I get the get tested slide up there? So I'm here to tell you guys today about an HIV and STI testing clinic that's coming up on February 26th. It is free. We have positive directions from Wichita coming out and doing this. Bethel, in previous history, has had high rates of testing positive for things, so please get tested so you know to take care of yourself and you can move forward properly. And there will be free pizza for anyone who gets tested. So stop on by and take advantage of this free resource. Thank you.
Can I get the Black Barber and Stylist slide up, please? So Community for Justice and Peace is having 2 students come and do people's hair for the Black Excellence Gala. So if you want your hair done, we will be Thursday night in Howery Hub from 6:30 to 9:30. It's free for everyone. So please show up and take advantage of that resource. Thanks.
Well, good morning, everyone. On this coming Friday, the 21st, we are having a Majors and Career Fair in Memorial Hall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So whether you're a freshman who's still trying to figure out what they want to major in, a junior or a senior looking for internships or grad school opportunities, or you're just kind of curious, please stop by, say hi to the folks that are coming through wanting to meet you and tell you about all the awesome things they have going on. Including KU Medical School is sending a couple of representatives, so if you're looking into the medical field graduate programs, please stop by. And as an added incentive, our very own Megan Kirshner will be there hosting on behalf of the City of Newton, so please stop by and welcome her back to campus once again. It's always great when Megan gets to come back. So stop by Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Memorial Hall.
All right, thank you all very much for those announcements. As part of our community's celebration of and recognition of Black History Month, we reached out and were delighted that DivCo responded positively to planning a convocation for us. So I'd like to invite all the participants from DivCo to go ahead and take your seat up on the stage here. Let's welcome them to the stage. This morning's convocation will proceed as a kind of panel discussion hosted by DivCo. They'd also like to open things up to allow for maybe 1 or 2 chime-ins from the audience. If you'd like to respond to a question that's asked or add something to what's been said by our panelists, you can raise your hand and we'll open it up to maybe 1 or 2 after each question. So with that, let's turn things over to DivCo, please.
Hello, everyone. I am Day, one of the co-presidents of Diversity Council. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind everyone that Friday is our Black Excellence event, so please show up and show out for your friends and for yourself. We're going to have food, a dance, music, a speech, and then we're going to give out some awards, see who's going to win, okay? And so before we get started, we're going to introduce ourselves.
Hi, my name is Meredith.
Hi, my name is Dulce. I'm the co-president.
My name is Mohammed.
My name is Tiffany.
My name is Patty.
My name is Grace.
My name's Hope.
My name is Terrence.
And my name is Malachi. Let me start it. All right, so we have a couple questions that I asked the DivCo members. The first question is, how can students, faculty, and staff contribute to creating a more inclusive environment at Bethel College?
Okay, so the question was, what is one lesson about diversity or inclusion, right?
How can students, faculty, and staff contribute to creating a more inclusive environment at Bethel College?
Okay, so students, faculty, and staff, we all contribute differently. So as students, we show how we can be inclusive and diverse. I mean, just by sitting here and looking at everybody, we can show that it is a diverse campus. We can do it by showing everybody their differences, talking about their cultures, traditions, and same thing with faculty and staff. They can show students about culture, traditions, speak about differences that they've been through, obstacles, and just sometimes communication and even just having events can make a more inclusive environment here at Bethel. So you guys should always come out and enjoy campus.
I think creating a culture of open-mindedness is something that we need. I think I have a teacher in Intro to Theater. His name is Damon. Every time he comes in, he talks about certain things I don't think a lot of other teachers or faculty talk about. He talks about the stuff that a lot of people don't want to say. And I think creating a culture of open-mindedness would be something that could benefit Bethel a lot.
I think also just a culture of respect. All of us come from either a different part of the state, a different part of the country, or even the world. And so we all have a different background. We all grew up experiencing things very differently. And so just having respect for one another and understanding that what we see in here on campus can all affect each of us in a different way.
Any questions? No? Can you recall a time when you learned something important about a culture or perspective different from your own?
So like my freshman year when I was rooming with Patty, something that I learned was like in her culture especially, and like I've talked to other people like inland cultures, like they didn't talk about their feelings a lot, like at home. Like that just wasn't something that they expressed. And so I just found that really interesting, like talking with Patty and like having her open up to me. Like that was just something that she talked to me about a lot.
I would say that I found the differences between, I feel like more in like family, like traditions and how we see each other. Like I've seen in most cultures that they're really all about being together all the time and how it just revolves around traditions and how they pass down their traditions through each generation. And personally, I've seen that some cultures really do value that. And I've seen it around the individuals that I see every day, students, faculty, and staff, all together. So yeah.
What's been the most surprising thing about college life so far?
I think there's a clash of values that I recognize here at Bethel. I don't value the same thing a lot of other people value, and it's vice versa. So when I talk to certain people, I tend to either have some people say a face or a facade. You treat different people, you treat people differently depending on what they value, who they are. And I think growing into college, going into my sophomore year now, I'm learning to stop doing that, to be more accepting, to be more understanding, to open up my eyes so that I don't just have certain biases or tendencies to try to differentiate people a lot. So.
And then like, I would say for me, I came from like a smaller high school and all that, and like I've never left Kansas. So then like talking to people who have been like other places around the world and all that really like opened up my mind.
Yeah, so one thing about being in college is like you're on your own, like in high school and stuff, you live with your parents, and then like a lot of people that come to college, you live on campus and you have a roommate, and you do like a lot of things on your own. So like being intrinsically motivated, like you choose your schedule, you choose when you go to class. So like you have the option if you want to just not go to class, not go to practice. So like finding that motivation like internally to be like, I enjoy what I'm doing and I want to do this. Like that was something new.
Something that I'd say like just being all the different people from like different backgrounds. I say when I came in here, I've met people like from all over the world, all over the U.S., and I thought that was like really cool.
What is one lesson about diversity or inclusion that you wish you had learned either earlier in life?
I was actually doing my research on this before this, but it was, the saying is, just because you have something different on your plate doesn't mean you don't deserve to sit at the table. So a lot of people are gonna bring different stuff to their plate. A lot of people are gonna build their own plate, and it's not gonna be something that you like. It's not gonna always be something that you're fond of, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve to sit at the same table as you. So, yeah, I think that's a good lesson that you can all take away from.
I think something for me was that it doesn't take much to include someone. Like growing up, like I was very like shy and stuff, and like I wouldn't reach out to people to like include them in like group activities. Like as I grew older, I'm like it doesn't take much to like reach out and be like, hey, come join us, or like just stuff like that.
I would say that coming here made me realize that we can all look and sound different, but honestly, we have so many similarities within each other. That's how we can just be inclusive and literally, if I just talk to somebody right now, we can find a couple of similarities. Like you can just turn around and talk to your partner and find something similar. It doesn't take much to be similar. Just because we look different and sound different, come from different backgrounds, it doesn't mean that we're not that far from different from each other.
Another thing, sorry. I was always raised to be kind to everyone, like whether or not you're friends with them, whether or not you agree with what they believe, like that's just how I was raised, to be kind to everyone. But I think it's different to be nice to someone and then try to understand like where they came from and why they are the person, like why they're the person that they are. Like what in their life led them to be who they are in front of you today. And I think finding that deeper level of understanding with somebody, whether you're friends with them or not, just allows you to have a nice relationship with people that a lot of people in today's society don't care to have or don't care to know about others around them.
What's something you're passionate about, and how do you pursue it while still in college?
I would say something I'm passionate about is dance, so that's why I'm still doing it. I would say not only because of I grew up doing it, but I grew up having someone to look over me and enjoy that I do it also. My niece, she loved dance because I love dance, but she also do it because she just feel like it's fun because she like to flip around. So I'm passionate about doing dance and being around people who also love dance as much as I do. So I feel like if I love it as much as they do and we do it together, then it just make one big thing to having to enjoy something with other people. So yeah.
I would say something that I am passionate about is drawing, and as much as I don't do it as much as I used to, knowing that some people around us do art differently it's nice. I took classes both my freshman and sophomore year, and I actually enjoyed learning new techniques about art in general. I bettered my skills in drawing, and just because we're in college, it doesn't mean that we just stop pursuing and stop going after the things that we're passionate about.
Something I'm passionate about is becoming a psychologist. So I feel like the stepping stones while I'm in college is like picking the right major and picking the right classes, so I can be like one step forward to my dream, I might say.
Something I'm passionate about is tennis. It's been a big part of my life, and I'm grateful that I'm still able to like play tennis and all that. And like it brought like me and my siblings together, and like it's given me the opportunity to meet so many new people and friends here at Bethel, and it's just something I'm passionate about.
What is one stereotype or assumption people often make about your background, and how do you feel about that?
So growing up, I was always put into a category of somebody that had to already climb up to the level where a lot of people already were. Growing up and where I grew up, everything always had to take an extra step for me just because of the fact that a lot of people, a lot of stereotypes just continue to bring me down, right? But because of where I started, I also think I'm a step ahead of a lot of people just because of the fact that I've made more mistakes, I've learned more, and I've had to do more to get to the position I am now. So I think if you limit yourself and you allow other people to limit you, then you sort of set up barriers or walls for yourself that are hard to diminish or break down. So don't let other people limit you because you don't have limits.
So like being half Asian, like one thing you hear a lot is when you tell somebody that you get a good grade, they're like, oh, you just got that because you're Asian. And like it's funny and stuff, but it also like kind of makes you feel undervalued because it's like, you know, like when you put a lot of hard work and you study really hard to get a grade, and then someone just tells you that, like, as a joke, like, haha, it's because you're Asian, like, I guess it's funny, but it also, you know, makes you feel less valued, like, that you didn't work as hard to get that grade.
I would say that the stereotype for me, one, I'm a person of color, so that just there is a huge stereotype. Second is that I come from, both of my parents didn't even finish elementary school. So they assumed that I wouldn't have been able to continue with my education, possibly weren't even able to go up to high school. But here I am, I'm in college, I'm a junior in the nursing program. Second semester, like it's hard enough to deal with that stereotype, and I'm here beating it because just because somebody thinks that, it doesn't mean you're not gonna make it. You gotta put your priorities and continue on.
For me, I would say, because I'm Black, they always think us women are angry when we're not, or they think we're crazy, but we're really not. We're level-headed, I believe. But yeah, do anybody in the audience have anything to add or would like to say? No? Okay.
What role does,
Okay, I guess this was more like while growing up. Like I'm Hispanic, and like sometimes there's a stereotype about like how we're like lazy and stuff. Like my parents experienced this more than I did. Like people think that like we don't want to put in hard work to be able to like do something or go to work or stuff like that. But like growing up, my parents were like really hardworking. Like there's times they would like pull a night shift and like a morning shift and then like spend dinner with us, but then they'd go straight to work. And that's like something that's not like, us being lazy is not entirely true. And like also I put in so much work to, like studying and stuff to like pursue college because like Dulce said, my parents didn't like get an education higher than elementary school as well. And that's something that like also other people have said to me that like they don't expect much from me because they didn't have a higher education. And yeah.
And may I just add, my mom did not get education higher than elementary school, but she did pass her citizenship test in 2018. So just because she didn't pass elementary didn't mean that she couldn't do anything.
What role does the Diversity Council play in shaping Bethel College's programs? Yeah. What role does the Diversity Council play in shaping Bethel College's programs?
I would say the role that Diversity Council plays in shaping Bethel College's programs would be that we try to be as inclusive as we can for everybody. Each year, we try to find new things that we can be more inclusive of for different traditions and different cultures. For example, these past 2 years, we've started doing Lunar Year, which we hadn't done in the past. And it's something exciting to learn about new traditions and how putting beans into a bowl with chopsticks is a game and tradition that is very fun to do, actually, very intense. But yeah, our goal is to make an inclusive, diverse campus, because as much as diverse we are, sometimes it's hard to see it. And we need to show that we are an inclusive, diverse campus. And it's hard, because I get it.
To kind of add on to that, I feel like with the events we put on and things like that, it gives a place for people to talk to people that they wouldn't normally talk to, or meet people that you wouldn't normally meet. Like at Convo, you sit next to people that you know, and with our events, it gives you a chance to go and talk to those people.
Can you share a story or experience from your time at Bethel College that highlighted the importance of diverse or inclusion?
I would say my freshman year, I feel like the first time I felt included was when they did Loteria and the college fiesta night. I felt like we were finally getting some sort of recognition, because in high school, as much as they tried to be very inclusive, it didn't feel the same, because the Hispanic population tends to be a lot more smaller here in Newton, and it just felt nice to finally be seen and not just disregarded as one of the minorities in the population.
I'll give a shout out to the football team. Last year, coming into it, I was scared. I didn't know a lot of people on the football team in itself, but there's a certain concept of brotherhood that I think related a lot to the team itself, and that's what they push a lot on everybody. Just because you're different doesn't mean you're not one of our brothers. So understanding that and also trying to push that onto other people myself, I think, is a great thing. Let's not.
I will also say my freshman year, that's when we threw our first ever Black Excellence. And even though it was the first time, I felt like it was a good turnout because it was the first and everybody enjoyed it. Even though people didn't stay to dance, but it was fun. It was fun. So yeah.
What's been the best class you've taken so far, and why?
I say I'm currently having a lot of fun in psychology. I've learned a lot in that class, and I think it'll be lots of help later on in life.
I would say that the best class I've taken would be printmaking, outside of nursing, would be printmaking, because I learned how to like basically carve out pictures in this little piece of like cardboard basically, and going through the whole process of putting the ink on it, putting it on a paper, rolling it through a printing press machine, and yes, I came out with so many blisters because of having to carve it out, but it was so much fun. And in nursing, I'd say the best class that I've taken so far would be our nursing care of adult. Yes, it's a lot of information and a lot of things to think about, but I get to learn a lot about the human body and how it works and how each thing interacts with each other.
I'd say, like Amir did, my best class of last semester was general psych, working towards my dream job and learning stuff that's going to be useful later in life.
I would say the best class so far has been organic chemistry with Will. I don't know if any of you know. Well, he did the convo here like a few weeks ago, and Will is just such a great teacher. He really creates a good environment for learning. Like he doesn't make someone feel dumb if like they get the answer wrong, and he just makes it really easy to understand the content and just makes class super enjoyable.
One of the best classes I've taken is, I guess, biochemistry, taught by Will as well. I'm a person who's like, my major's like science related, but like I struggle with chemistry. And so this class was like a mixture of biology and chemistry. And like he like helped me understand like more of the chemistry side and like how like it meshes with biological side as well, and just like made me feel like I can do this major and stuff. I don't know.
I took intro to human service work. I think that was what it was called. It's under like the social work and psychology department. And it allows you to learn how to talk to people, not only like within your own age group, but we got to go to Kidron Bethel, which is kind of like the nursing home down the way. And we got to go there many times and like speak with the residents there and learn about their history, and like some of them like grew up in Newton, but others had like the ability to travel the world and then came here just to like retire and enjoy Kansas. And so it's very nice for us to learn how to not only talk to our peers, but those who have much more experience in life than us. And it gives them a chance to share their stories with people who truly want to listen to them. And so it's just a nice way to grow a good human connection with others.
And then I'm going to say my intro to education class. I came in basically knowing I wanted to be in education, but then taking that class and learning about how there's like different teaching styles and like philosophies and teaching and all that really helped me to like figure out what kind of teacher I want to be and like what I want like my classroom environment to be like.
Do anybody have anything to add about their favorite class? Nope. Okay. What is one thing you wish more people... Oh, wait, no. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? What is one thing you felt out of place or excluded from, and why?
For me, during like elementary school, like my early years there, like I wouldn't participate in some stuff due to like religious reasons. And like during that class time, they would just send me to the library and like I would just sit there, read a book, and like I just felt alone because like I was just excluded from everyone else. But then more like during like third or like fourth grade, like I guess like those teachers like noted that. And so they found like alternative activities for me to do while I could be in the classroom with everyone, and that just like finally made me feel like included.
I would say being on campus my freshman year, because it wasn't that many black people or black girls. I mean, it was a lot of black football players, but it wasn't people that I would hang out with, I would say. So I felt out of place. And then on top of that, I'm in a small town, and it's a private college, and I didn't know anyone. I'm 6 hours away from home, so I felt out of place or felt like I didn't belong.
I would say something that I think is relatable to some is the parent aspect. I just have my dad in my life, and I used to struggle with it a lot more, considering how people would show up with their parents to like teacher parent conference, and I just had a parent, and then people would ask about my mother, and then I would just talk about my dad. And I think you gotta understand, like, what you have or what I have, for example, is my dad. And I'm grateful to God that I have him. And you just gotta be grateful for what you have. Continue to know that everything does happen for a reason, I believe. And just because it's different, just because my situation is different, my growing up was different, doesn't mean I'm less than anybody else that has two parents, that has three, that has a guardian, that has an aunt, something like that, you know what I mean?
To piggyback off of Mohammed, I would say that it's a good thing to come from a one-parent household. It's not a terrible thing. You get to learn a lot about life. You get to experience what your parents are experiencing. As much as they don't want us to go through it, we go through it with them, but through that we get to learn. We get to become a better person in life. We understand the sacrifices that they did. We understand how hard life can be outside when you become your own adult. They give us the lessons we need to be who we are and to continue to grow. I would say that I did feel excluded a lot of the times because my friends would, they would have the father-daughter dance, and I didn't get to have that experience. And I wasn't able to bring my mom because it was for fathers only. Or they would have like the father and daughter donut day, and they did a lot of things with fathers. But yeah, it's okay to come from a one-parent household, and it's okay to go through that. I would also like to say that I did feel excluded a lot of the times just because I was the Hispanic girl in the corner of class at first who would struggle to speak sometimes, as I still struggle today. To get my words out, because I'm thinking of both languages. I'm thinking of both in Spanish and English at the same time. How can I translate that word that I'm thinking about in Spanish into English? But it's not the same thing. It doesn't have the same meaning. I also felt excluded with the fact that I'm a girl. You know, we get excluded of a lot of things that men can do just because we are smaller and not as strong either. But we can do it too. We can do anything. Same thing with men. Men can do anything as well that they put their mind to. So, yeah.
And then for me, like halfway through my 6th grade year, I moved towns and schools and all that. And like going to a new school already in the year, like the other kids already have like their groups and all that. It was like, where do I go? Like, I felt very like I shouldn't like talk to people because I'm new and I don't know who's friends with who, and things like that.
I'd say for me, like the first like three weeks here at Bethel, I just wasn't used to like the town, like a small town. So like, yeah, just everything fell out of place. But as time went on, I met more people, and I kind of just got used to the environment and was able to, adapt.
What is one thing you wish more people understood about diversity and inclusion?
I think a lot of people stop after, like, inclusion doesn't just stop after you've helped one person. I don't believe in that. I think there's more people with different cultures, more people with different values and morals aspects. And if you just stop and get comfortable with a set group, then you kind of just start to have biases with every other group. And I think just stopping at one culture, one belief isn't enough. Continue to better yourself every single day that you're here, and continue to like yearn or crave for it, wanting to be better or wanting to know more, looking at somebody and wanting to understand that they are different from me, but there's certain aspects of their life that made them who they are.
I think kind of like going off of what Mo said a little bit, like, everybody has their own like struggles and like different aspects of their life that we may not know about. So like trying to figure out how to word this, like being really open-minded and like knowing that like you don't know what's going on in somebody else's life. And so like trying your best to be understanding and like, you know, whether you think somebody's struggle isn't as, like you may think my struggle is worse than somebody else's, but like to them that struggle is still, you know, just as hard as your own. So like knowing that everybody's going through something.
I would like to say that it comes in all shapes and forms. It comes through culture, traditions, backgrounds, religions, everything. And we are all gonna have to be inclusive one way or another. We gotta understand that everybody's gonna be different, and differences are okay. That we, like Mo and Grace said, that it's hard. Like, just don't stop in one place to continue. Continue on.
For our last question, I want everybody to take your time and think about it. What kind of legacy do you hope to leave at Bethel College?
The kind of legacy I want to leave behind is that as a first-generation student and a Hispanic woman going into the field of nursing, that to set an example for future Hispanic women that want to go into nursing, that it's not impossible for all of these first-generation students, and I'm sure many of you are in the crowd today, in the afternoon, that it's not impossible to continue on with your dreams and goals, because we can do it. All of the obstacles that we go through life, that they're there to help us better ourselves, to become a better being, to be better in the career you want to go into. That's the legacy I want to leave behind, that it's not impossible, that you can do it. No matter where you come from, what your background story is, anything is possible when you set your mind to it.
I would say it's okay to step out of your comfort zone. Try something new. Go touch some grass or something. Because a lot of you guys like to be stuck in your room. I mean, that's fun and all, but it's okay to explore, get to know your community, get to know your college. Don't just be stuck in one place, because then as you get older and get out of college, you'll be like, my college experience was boring. I didn't like it because we didn't do anything. But we do things. You just have to get out there and try it. So, yeah.
I would say I never thought about this question, but I would say at the very least I want to be the standard. I want to be the standard of somebody that facilitated Bethel's values really well. Somebody that you can look at and you can see that they've gone through certain things that made them the person that they are. In a legacy sense, I guess I'm also going to be a first-gen student. I'm going to get my BSN in nursing, do my real estate stuff, do whatever. But basically, just taking away everything from these 4 years these 4 years that I plan to be here, and I don't know, just making the best out of it. Best out of nothing.
For me, I'd say, as for legacy, I would say it's someone can depend on and can look to in times of need and stuff like that. Yeah.
Go off what he said, like, yeah, be someone who's like dependable and like someone who thought of us, oh, I could go to that person if I needed something or if I needed someone to talk to. But then also like someone who's thought of as like involved in like the Bethel community and all that.
I would say just like, you know, somebody who's positive. Like, I've been thinking a lot lately about how, like, you know, graduating soon, like in less than 2 years, like finding enjoyment in like the little things, like in whether that's just in like each class and like not being like, oh, I can't wait till it's tomorrow because it's this thing. Like finding the enjoyment in each day, because I mean, like our time at college and everywhere is just limited, and just like, yeah, just being positive.
I've thought about this question a lot, like in the past, and like I don't have like a complete answer to this, but like I guess like within like campus, I want to like leave like a positive like legacy in a sense. Like I want to be someone who's like interactive with like everyone in like a positive manner, and has like treated everyone like in a good way. And well, and then like I guess in the tennis program, I want to leave like again a positive way. Like I want it to lead the program in a way where like people look forward to going to practice, and like they feel comfortable showing up and just like enjoy their time at practice, and like they don't think of it as like a job.
I think overall, I want to help build like a general sense of community. I think Bethel already has a good sense of community, but once you have your community built, it's really easy to exclude somebody because they just like don't necessarily fit in with your group. And I think it's really easy just to like, when you see that, to be the one person to reach out and welcome them in, even if it's just like offering for them to come sit with you at the caf, or if you see somebody walking by themselves looking a little sad or something, just going to say hi or ask them how they're doing, just because that one moment can be like the best part of their day and can help them feel more welcomed on campus and feel like they have a place here. And so just helping build that community with everybody that we have, so everybody here at Bethel can feel safe and can feel welcomed and feel like they truly do have a home here.
For the legacy part, I really don't know as of right now, but I say like go outside of like your sports or your friend group and actually make more friends, and you know, make your college experience what you make out of it. You can't say it wasn't fun because you didn't make it that, so I say that.
That will conclude our podcast of today. If there's any questions, no?
Questions? Thank you so much to Diversity Council for facilitating this convocation. It's not easy to sit or to stand in front of several hundred people and speak. It's more difficult still to share deeply and personally and openly. So thank you so much to each of our panelists for modeling that for us and for your willingness to share and to make our community a better place. Convocation scanners, would you please go ahead and make your way down to the front as we dismiss?